Welcome back to the series where 88 talks. Today we're diving deep into SNZ rebuilding of engines, and also we're going to dive deep into this rad build by them itself. Hi Noor, welcome on board.
Thanks for
Welcome
having
to
me.
88 talks. So let's begin with the first part of it. How was SNZ Engineering engine rebuilding started?
It was started back 60 years back by my grandfather, and then my dad took over the business, and then I took over the business. It's been like 6-7 years since I'm into this,
Okay.
and slowly, gradually made my way up till here, where we're doing all sports cars and premium cars. We're doing all sort of engines from all across India, mainly specializing in engine rebuilding, turbo overhauling, etc. All major overhauls.
Beautiful. So when you're saying your granddad started this place, so you're saying 60 years back, your granddad started SNZ engines. What, back in the day, what did they used to do? What kind of engines did they focus on?
Back in the day, as early as I can recall, they used to do a lot of military vehicles. They used to do a lot of lorries, trucks, generators, tractors, etc., etc., and a lot of cars as well.
Okay.
And now, as time went on and my dad took over the business, he started doing a lot of generators, started doing a lot of machinery, gen sets, spoke lines, etc., etc., cars as also. But as soon as I took over the business, we were only focused on doing motorsports, cars, specializing in motorsports, cars and sports bikes.
So you've always thought that you wanted to get into the same field of the business?
No,
Or
bro.
you wanted to do something else, but you wanted to actually do this after that?
No, bro, I had a lot of plans, but fate had it this way that I had to, come here, start doing this. I somewhere down, deep down inside, I did have some attraction towards cars and all of this,
Right.
racing, etc., etc. But after I joined the business, it took me a while to understand what's going on over here. It only started with me, just helping my dad out on a daily basis, just getting moreover
know the whole procedure of the
getting to know
business.
the whole procedure. Along with that, getting a passive income from this business. But later on, as I started realizing I can make a change into this, where we can specialize in machining with the utmost accuracy, with all the new machines at disposal. So we slowly started taking up projects one by one, and it's going good from then, bro.
Great. What is the full form of SNZ?
So SNZ, the full form of SNZ is my grandfather's name and my name is the same. So the business was started by him. It was called Syed Nuruddin and Sons.
Okay.
And after my dad took over the business, he changed the name to SNZ. That is Syed Nuruddin and Zubair.
Okay.
So I'm just
You're there.
following
Your name
my
has always
dad's.
been there.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Great. How long do you think you took to set up this whole business the way you wanted it to go?
Bro, like today, to take care of this business is not easy at all in any which way, because the main reason is it's a labor-oriented business where you need a lot of labor to push out such work. We do around 20 to 25 engines in a day, from cars, generators, machineries, etc., bikes, etc., etc. Everything just comes. We do around 20 engines in a day max. Max 20 engines, because we have a staff of over 40 people, so we are capable of pushing out close to 20-25 engines in a day. The main issue with running this business is you need trained technicians who have been in the field for more than 5 years, who have experience from their seniors who have taught them accuracy and when it comes to machining in all these machines. So getting work done from these people is very difficult these days, because it's very hard to find. We are there, it's not like we aren't there, but end of the day, how many can we do alone?
Build. Yes. Yeah.
Today, having 40 people, we feel at some point it's not sufficient, and we're not able to find more people. We have a substitute for everything. We have this machine called a reboring machine. We have around 7 people working, trained technicians, and we have 2 helpers under them.
Oh my
But still we need more people. We're not able to find people.
Right.
So to get the job done correctly, in the best way possible, maintaining accuracy, that takes a lot of
Hard work, consistency.
hard work, consistency, and moreover,
If it's a labor-oriented job, I mean, it has to be that you have to be on your peak with them as well.
yeah, we have to be with them throughout the process. Yeah.
Do you remember the first build you ever did when you got into the business?
Bro, when I started, I think the first engine that came to me from someone that I knew back then was a Ford Fiesta engine.
Okay.
We did that engine. It was good, bro. It was a very simple job. It wasn't anything complicated, very easy. It was just a routine work,
Yes.
whatever we had to do. We had to
Okay.
put in sleeves,
Uh-huh.
we had to put in new bearings, we had to put in new set of rings. We had to change the valve, guide, seats, etc., and rebuild a basic engine and just give it out to the customer.
Right.
And he installed it back. The review was good. Business started coming from that workshop, and slowly, steadily, I didn't understand how to root myself and get this kind of work. Slowly, steadily, I started making my page on Instagram and putting out my work. People, I saw the response from them. It was lovely, bro. The response from everyone that I got. So everyone who calls me up is like, you have this machine, you have that machine. That's very good to hear because no one across India has such machines. It's very good to hear, bro. This is not done by me. It's all done by my grandfather, my dad. I'm just carrying it on.
Yes.
But today to start that all over again by myself is not happening. I am not capable of doing it. I think God blessed me in that way.
Definitely.
That I got everything served to me in a
So you
platter.
said your first car you ever did when the business was in your hand was the Ford Fiesta.
Yeah.
Which was the most rad car you ever did after that?
The
Like,
most rad
there
car.
must have been something which you were like, shit man, this is an engine which I always dreamt of building it, and you built it to the best.
For me, reaching that milestone was no other than the great Mr. Imran Majid, bro.
So you built his engine as well.
He thought that I am capable of building his engine. Thanks to him for that. Very helpful throughout the process. Imran Majid, along with Malcolm, along with Hurmaz, Yajour, everyone was there with me in this process. Malcolm used to call me at midnight saying, this is how you do it. He got me in touch with his engine rebuilder, his machinist in Dubai. And it was easy to work with all these great minds together.
Right.
The outcome was good. You can see the results.
So
It's not my hard work. It was completely
A
him.
full team
It's
effort,
a
what
full
was
team
done.
effort. It couldn't be done by one person alone, and
Yes.
I don't think I'm still capable of doing it. But he chose me. Luckily, it came out good.
He found you well enough to do this work for him.
Yeah.
And when you built that
Moreover,
engine,
his mindset, what was when he was building this engine was, he wanted to make this engine in India by Indians to make it the fastest car in India. That's the mindset he had.
Oh,
When he
great.
wanted to build it. He was clear. His clear words were this, bro. Noor, I want to build this engine by Indians in India, by Indian technicians, and drive it in India. I don't want to build the engine in Dubai
Okay.
or in Singapore or in US and bring it down here. I want to make in India, build in India, and race in India. He wanted to have
So
that.
he did it for India.
Yeah, he did it for India. He didn't do it. He did it for everyone, bro. He did it for the
Perfect.
culture. He did it for the enthusiast.
Yes.
He wanted to set a benchmark. See, everything and anything can be done in our own country. You don't have to look elsewhere. Everything is available here.
100%. 100%.
Yeah.
So when you built that engine, did the car run on a quarter mile after that? And if yes, how many seconds did that car do it back then?
It did pretty well. I wasn't there to see the car in person, but what I saw and what they told me that the car did around 9.1 seconds or 9.2 seconds.
Wow, that's
to be exact. That's quick.
quick.
That's quick.
That's very, very quick.
They still had some issues, but it was rectified in the second run and third run maybe. So they did 9.1, 9.2 on an average.
Okay. So what is the list of things you did on Imran Majid's car? Now, that is something which I always wanted to know.
He was like the sky is the limit, bro. So basically, as far as I can remember, what he had got is he had got sleeves from Dartin, really hard sleeves to cut.
Okay.
The pistons were from Diamond Pistons. It's a brand from US. Then the bearings were Nissan bearings, the stock Nissan bearings. The valves, cylinder head valves were from Ferrara Racing. The guides were also from Ferrara Racing. The seats, we custom made the seats for his car for a 3-angle valve job. And then we made, and the stem seals were from the stock Nissan category. Remaining everything, the gaskets and everything were from cosmetic, if I'm not right, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, that's about it what came to me, and it was generally the same stuff, bro. The timing chain was from a Nissan catalog, etc., etc.
You think now the newer generation who's there, okay, you think they will be able to crack a code something like this to the market outside to build engines again, or you just say nah, they are not capable of doing it?
Bro, like if you're persistent in this, if you give your time, your efforts, your hard work, sweat, blood, you can survive, bro. It's not till date, even I'm not well aware of everything and anything. Even I do take tips from maybe my father, my senior technicians.
Yes.
I do talk to them. We do sit down on a table. We do have a talk saying how should we do this. It's a team effort altogether. I don't have that kind of a mind where I can do everything and everything. There's not one car in the world. There's not one brand in the world. There's not one spec in the world.
Exactly. There are hundreds.
There are, the sky's the limit, bro. There's so many things. You can't know everything, bro. I think I just know a little bit, maybe 1% of everything. Even that's more what I'm saying.
Great. If I wanted to ask you about the monetary transactions of this business and say how are the profit percentages in this business, would you be comfortable to share that across?
Yeah, bro. Why not? Yeah.
So now if I say, for example, you built the man himself's car, Imran Majid. So how many days of hard work and how was your payout on that particular build?
So basically, I think so. He gave me a time frame, bro. He was very clear from the beginning that we have a race in Ambi at so and so date. We have maybe 15 days of time. The engine landed in my workshop. I gave him the report. It took me 2 days to give him the report. And then after giving the report, we had a talk with Malcolm. We discussed all the parts again and again so that we finalized it. Third day, all the parts got finalized. He placed an order. I think after a week, the parts landed at my place. And we had around 5 to 6 days for Ambi. I think Ambi was on Saturday or Sunday. Yes. So we had time from Sunday till Thursday or Friday to deliver the engine.
Yes.
So we started, bro. We started boring the machine, which took just 2 days to bore the machine completely.
Okay.
To bore the block completely, we had to sleeve size it, and then we had to put in the sleeves, resurface the block, and again resurface the block, and bore out the cylinders according to the piston size. And then we had to do a 3-angle valve job on the head, which took easily another 2 days. So we were able to finish that engine. We could finish, I think so, 50 engines in maybe 2 days. This engine took maybe 7 days to complete, bro, I think.
Great. Make out of it. Was it a good amount of profit?
It was a good amount of profit.
How are the profits placed here? Like 50, 40, 30? Or
so basically,
are we looking even higher than that?
What we usually charge for 20 engines in a day, I think that's what we charged him for one engine.
Okay.
So it was equivalent of doing 20 engines.
Okay.
The amount of work that went into the block, that was a V6. We had to bore out each cylinder maybe close to 6 times. So it's like boring 6 engines in one cylinder.
Right.
So it took that much time.
But towards the end, the result was worth it.
Toward the end, yeah, the accuracy was maintained however Malcolm wanted it, along with his machinist. All the readings and all the readings were sent to Malcolm, and then he sent it across to his machinist. Everything was maintained in microns, bro. It didn't even go to 10,000ths of an inch or 1,000th of an inch. Everything was maintained within microns.
Perfect. Okay. So we're done with the business. Let's dive into this, the Polo GTI. What is this and what have you done on it?
This is
this is a project which you made recently. And when did this get ready?
So this car came in around like 4 months back.
Okay.
So initially we started off with the project for a DQ 250 swap.
Okay.
So we ordered the gearbox from Dubai. The gearbox flew down. It took a while. And then we swapped the gearbox. We changed the turbo on this. We put a IS20 turbo on it, along with a full custom axles and drive shafts, along with we have a custom tune on it. We have a custom tune by DDG Performance UK. It's running a custom stage 3 ECU and TCU tune, along with can you cut this part? I'll just take out my
No
phone.
worries, no worries. Have a look at it.
I'll have a
there's,
look.
There's nothing to cut out. Please have a look at it, Aram se.
Okay, done. So initially the car came to us with a DQ250 swap. Along with that we had to change the turbo.
Okay.
So after changing the turbo we got a custom bedding etc. and axles and a custom drive shaft.
Okay.
It's running an IS20 turbo with turbo inlet. It's running a CJX 2 litre high pressure fuel pump. VW Motorsport DQ250 transmission with racing ICD. Stage 3 ECU and custom calibration by DDG with running flap delete solution. Stage 3 TCU custom calibration with custom ratio and launch control. Reinforced drive shaft to handle front wheel torque.
Right.
It has a, yeah, that's about
everything was done by you?
Everything was done by us.
From A to Z?
A to Z. Whatever I mentioned, everything was done by us.
After you did everything on this car, the list is quite long.
That's enough, you know, to give you butterflies, bro.
Have you found out the figures of the car as yet?
We are going to put it on the dyno on Saturday
Okay.
at Speedworks. So you can check that video out. I'll tag you in that,
For
or
sure.
you know, I'll send it across to you.
For sure.
We are going to get the figures. I don't want to disclose anything until we put it on the dyno because we want facts. We don't want just numbers running
Any
in the
false
head.
figures are not right away.
Not right.
So yes. Do you think these wheels are worth putting on this car? Because we've heard a lot about the Team Dynamic Motorsport wheels, that they tend to break a lot.
Advantages of this is the most lightest weight
Yes.
you can get for this particular model or any model
Yes.
at that price factor. I would say that if you maintain it and you don't take, for Indian road and especially the roads in Bangalore,
no.
these wheels are no, a big no. But people who like it and you know driven towards it, you can't help them. They will go to it. End of the day, you show them Wasson, you show them any other brand also. If they like it, they go to it.
That's a personal opinion.
Yeah, that's
on
personal
the cars.
opinion. But practically, if you see, they do hold up. But for unfortunate situations, they do tend to break.
Okay.
But if it does break, you can call us. We can get it fixed. No issue.
100%. So on this also, you have rebuilt the whole block.
We haven't done anything to the engine.
Okay.
It's a stock block. It's a completely stock block. Nothing's
So
been done.
there was nothing that you had to do.
Nothing,
and all of
nothing.
that.
As of
Okay.
now, we are not doing anything. But in case in future, the need arises where this is not
It's not
sufficient.
fast enough.
This is not sufficient. Then I would say we could go for forged internals.
Okay.
And we could go for forged internals, or we can go for a 2 litre swap with forged internals.
Okay. This is a personal question again. A 1.8 TSI. According to you, what do you think you can push out of that stock block, or by even redoing the whole thing? How much can you push on that block? on a
Stock, I
1.8?
think you can go easily without any issues with the engine, keeping the engine reliable and having sufficient power depends from person to person. 400 is easy, bro, on that engine.
400 is easy.
400 is easy on
What
that
is
engine.
the max we can go with reliability?
Max you can go, I think you can go 450, because end of the day this engine, this particular engine, the 1.8, has a very, very bad issue which has been carried on from generations and generations. That is the oil
Yeah.
consumption issue. Every 1.8 owner in the world knows that this car has an oil drinking issue. So this engine does drink oil no matter what you do. If it does drink a lot of oil, for example, for 10,000 kilometers, it drinks more than 3 liters or 4 liters of oil, then you need an engine rebuild.
Okay.
Your rings have failed,
Yes.
your pistons have failed, your valve guides or your stem seals are worn out. That's why it's consuming oil. If not the case, this engine generally does drink oil. Even if you like it, if you don't like it, it will drink oil. If it crosses that limit for approximately you drive for 10,000 kilometers, drinking 3 liters, 4 liters, then you need an engine rebuild.
Okay. Let's get into the vision of what SNZ is going to be in the next coming 5 years. What do you think you're going to go to? Which is your dream car that you've always dreamt that, you know, I want to build that block one day?
Bro, like right now in the country, you can see everyone talking about the fastest car, that is the twin turbo R8.
R8, yes.
I would love to build that block. I would love to build a McLaren 720S,
Okay.
a full forged internal build. I would love doing such engine. But deep down inside, I would love doing these cars also, because it still drives people, you know.
Yes. It drives people crazy.
It drives people
Yes.
crazy. So the limitations to those engines are very less. To this, we can cater a lot of people.
Yeah.
So inshallah, if I would just be constantly concentrated on such builds, those engines will also come, bro. Like they will come.
Definitely.
That time we'll do those engines.
And even though this GTI is one of the GTIs you built,
Mm-hmm.
there is one more GTI in Bangalore, which I think is the fastest in India, which you have built again. Correct?
Yeah,
That is Mr. Yajour's E-Tuner's GTI, the 600 horsepower GTI.
Me and Yajour have been working from a really long time, bro. Like hats off to that guy. He always, trusts SNZ with all his engines. So Alhamdulillah, whatever engines open up in E-Tuners has to come to SNZ no matter what. That's the relationship me and Yajour have. Very sweet guy. So on his block, he got a 2 liter. His car initially was running a 1.8, the same Gen 3 engine. Yajour is not always satisfied with the stock block, so he went and got himself a 2 liter block.
Yes.
I think he got a brand new block for himself.
Okay.
And then he bored out the block, a brand new block, straight out of the crate. He got that block, and he was like, bore it for oversized piston. I'm like, bro, relax. This is a brand new block. You can still run it on stock pistons. Like, no, I want oversized pistons. I'm sending you these pistons, diamond pistons. Bore it out to oversize. Install these pistons. He got race bearings from ACL, and his head was running upgraded retainers and springs, along with the valves were also from Ferrara Racing, if I'm not wrong, and the guides were also from Ferrara Racing.
Okay.
We bored out the block, we resurfaced the deck, resurfaced the head to seal the gasket, did a 3-angle valve job on his head as well.
Okay.
And then the magic was done with Mr. Yajour and his team. The remaining, you can see, bro, the results are close. His car did 10 seconds, less than 10 seconds. I'm not aware of it. Even you sat in the car, how was the experience? Tell me.
So, yeah. So, what block did he buy?
He bought a 2 liter block from a Gen 3. I think that block usually comes in a Tiguan or it's a 2 liter block, bro.
It's a 2 liter block.
2 liter TSI block.
Okay.
You get it in a lot of cars. You get it in the Q7, you get it in the Q5, you get it in the Q3. All the 2 liter blocks you get from the Volkswagen, Audi family tree is the same block.
Yes.
It just differs from a Gen 1, Gen 2, Gen 3 block. That's it.
Perfect.
All the blocks are the same.
Perfect. Is there something else on a personal base you want to tell me about SNZ rebuilding, which everyone out there will want to know?
Recently, we have started, doing a lot of sports bikes. We have started doing sports bike and only specializing in sports bike, nothing else. So even that, is slowly, steadily improving. We are having about we're doing Hayabusas, we're doing S1000RRs, anything that you can't find solution with machining.
Right.
We do have solutions for it. We have custom bearings. We have anything you need to rebuild your engine for a sports bike also.
So
because there are very less limitations in India. You don't get bearings, you don't get parts, etc. We are in-house manufacturing a lot of bearings, a lot of valves. So yeah, it's easy for us to rebuild sports bikes and sports cars, bro.
That's fantastic.
What it was 15 years back or 10 years back, it's not the case today. Everything is manufactured in India by us in-house. Whatever we can manufacture at our best, maintain our accuracy, we do.
Perfect. So anyone needs anything for superbikes, supercars, anything
related to engines, turbos,
So
injectors.
you know where to go. One call away is SNZ. So like,
and if you have any projects like this, hit us up. We will be happy to do it.
Perfect. I think now it's time to show them on how the car performs with everything what you've done. Okay. To stop this now, say if I'm going to drive this car now. Will I be able to stop it, and have you upgraded the brakes on it or no?
The car already had a ton of mods before it came to me, so the mods that are on the car it is lowered, as you can see. It has KW coilovers, it has a big brake kit. The interior is done up very beautifully and very tastefully. It's a one of a kind GTI. You haven't 100%. Seen such a GTI in the whole country, bro. It's such a neat and clean, well done, tastefully done car.
So done then, let's bring it on.
Yeah.
Let's go for a drive.
Yeah.
Let's see how the car feels, and I think our honest reactions are going to be.
Bro, hell yeah, why not?
Yeah?
Yeah.
And you think that's going to keep my adrenaline in stake today?
We'll talk after 15 minutes.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Traction left the chat, go. This thing is quick, man. Listen for you. So, you added the pops and bangs as well on this car.
So
On the tune.
as I told you, the ECU tune
Was by DDJ.
was by DDG Customs. So the tune is integrated in such a way that when you're driving in drive mode, the car is very efficient,
Right.
very soft, very mild.
Okay.
But when you try to act funny with it, it gives you the performance what you need, like how it is on sports mode,
Right.
without pops and bangs.
Okay.
Sport mode gives you a little bit more
Mm-hmm.
with pops and bangs.
Okay.
You have gunshots at over 5000 RPM,
Okay.
and you have pops and bangs from 3000 to 4000 RPM, and you have
Okay.
mild crackles,
Sweet.
all of that
Sweet.
till 2000
So
RPM.
that, see. Oof. Breathing's high, heart rates are high, everything's high. My cameraman's lost his shit. I mean, I'm pretty sure he's looking for a fucking washroom at the
We need to revive him, bro, ASAP.
Yeah, we will. Okay. So, you have always showed up in the most rad cars, okay?
Yeah.
And there's this Mustang which you had showed up in a day. I want to know what was that car about.
So that car came in to us from a very near and dear friend of mine, Mr. Ankit. He bought the car out of from someone in Mumbai.
Okay.
That car is a one-of-one car again in India, where it was fully done up. It had a Whipple supercharger. No one in the country has a Whipple supercharger on their Mustang. So this gentleman planned to, get that car for himself, and he was driving the car for quite some time. This gentleman was driving the car for quite some time, and then his engine gave away because of such high compression, and
Right.
the stock pistons are not capable of handling
That much horsepower,
that much horsepower,
boost.
that much boost on
Yeah.
the engine. So every time his engine was rebuilt, so it was rebuilt or replaced. It was replaced, but after replacing the engine, yet again the engine had issues, where he wasn't able to, he got an engine from UK, a crated engine from UK, a brand new engine, and he installed the Whipple supercharger, and he drove the car for about more than 3 months or close to 300-500 kilometers.
Okay.
Again, that brand new engine blew up because it
Oh,
wasn't
shit.
able to
Okay.
handle that much boost. He came to us. He was like, I've been trying what not possible, everything on the everything on the. Been trying everything that he could get his hands on, but he wasn't able to build his engine. So he sent it to Bangalore. He had another spare engine lying at his place. So he was like, I have 2 spare engines with me. One is in the car and one is in my house.
Okay.
So I'll send you both. One in the car and the one.
And see what's the best you can do.
See what the best you can do. So what we tried to do was we took from both the engines what we could mix and match and make one perfect engine.
Right.
Got his engine perfectly running, all the accuracy, the microns, whatever
Everything
the
was
gaps, the
apt,
clearances,
okay.
everything had to be maintained, were done precisely according to the manuals. And we were running a stage 3 tune by Mr. Zach from Dubai. So
Okay.
he is a tuner who specializes in Mustangs and only does Mustangs.
Okay.
And he does a lot of cars as well along with Mustang, but he specializes in Mustangs. So Mr. Ankit put me on to him, and we got in touch. We tuned the car after the build. It ran smoothly. We didn't want to overpower the engine or
Right.
so we kept it at a very nominal 800 horsepower to 900 horsepower range, and
That's
the car
very
used
nominal.
to
Yeah.
fly. It used to fly. As soon as we were logging the car one day, as soon as the file was, the file came to us and we got it done, we got it installed, and we took it out for a log. We wanted to log it at high RPM, so I had to floor the car. As soon as I floored the car, I felt like in NFS there used to be a category where you had to do wheelies on a Mustang.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, muscle cars
Being
just
like all
popping
the
up. They
Vin
had
Diesel-
these extensions
yeah,
behind.
the wheelie bars.
Wheelie bars. Oh my god, that car literally felt like it raced for little above the ground.
Okay, shit.
And then I got my got myself
okay.
controlling that 800 horsepower car, and I was shocked for like 2 minutes. I was like panicking. How are people able to handle 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 horsepower cars when we're not able to handle 800 horsepower cars in Bangalore, in India? The roads are not
Right.
meant to be.
Agreed.
Can't handle that much
Well agreed,
horsepower,
well
bro.
agreed. So yeah, overall we've had a ball of a time today with you. Okay, I think we have it all.
Yeah.
Everything's on camera. Everything's recorded.
Yeah.
So this is going to be one hell of a video to do.
Yeah.
Right. Thank you so much for coming on board, Noor.
Thank you for having me,
Yes.
Rafi.
Always a pleasure having you.
And
Yeah,
we go
cheers.
back a long
We
time.
go a long way.
time back.
Yes,
I think
yes,
it's
yes.
more than a 15-year-old.
16-year-old
16-year
friendship, which is
friendship,
still
yeah.
here only because of cars.
Yeah, we connect on
So,
cars.
yes, perfect. Done. Thank you so much.
Very good.
Alright guys, I'll see you soon. Adios everyone.
Bye-bye.
Perfect.